Hey, it's Kat at Kattalestv. There's so much stuff going on, I don't even know where to start. I'm thinking about Megan Thee Stallion, and recently her going online and playing the victim again, and blaming Party, and talking about he cheated, but never talks about how many people she slept with. And then I'm thinking about her dancing, twerking in Balenciaga. And then I just saw a video, I forgot the kid's name. He used to be on Raven show, Orlando. Anyway, he was interviewed and he's talking about what the pandas mean in the Balenciaga, controversy. Where they had the kids dressed up really weird and all that stuff. So you have Sexy Red at Balenciaga. They had a fashion show in LA, and you had Kim Kardashian there, and you had Cardi B there, and then you now have Tina Snow, Megan the Liar, Megan the Pete, Megan the Stallion twerking in Balenciaga. And of course you have the P. Diddy situation. And Orlando was talking about Diddy in other videos. But I have to tell you something. Several years ago, I was on a research dive on the internet, and I came across some very strange knowledge about portals and increasing people's psychic ability. I'm not gonna go too deep in this because I feel like I'm treading on weird water, and let's just say I study a lot of different things, but I remember, and this is years ago, them talking about how to control people, and also about how can I say this? If you do certain things to certain people, you can make them more psychic, you can make them more controlled. So fast forward to Jonathan Oddi being interviewed by the police in Florida, talking about Diddy and Cassie. And everyone thinks he's crazy because a Trump hotel. Anyway, long story short, he's in like a hospital gown and he's talking to the detective, and he starts talking about mind control, liquid cocaine, sex trafficking, or sex working for Diddy and Cassie, and that Diddy gave him herpes. And this is 2018, 2017, depending on what time the police let go of that footage. Fast forward to recently, certain bloggers were talking about he's dead just because there was an obituary up a couple of days ago. But if you notice, some of those obituaries were before this thing came out. But regardless, this gentleman, Jonathan Oddi, he has a court date on January the 9th, I believe, in Florida. And I find it very strange that it's taken them that long to try him for what he did 3 years ago. Is that 3 years ago? 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now, if I'm counting correct, that's 6 years before his trial. I thought people had the right to a speedy trial. And, you know, God knows what they've done to him while he's been in prison. But I just want to say this. And I forgot. Who's the actor that just came out saying he was sexually harassed? I don't know all these people. Is it Christian Keys? Let me make sure. Yeah, Christian Keys. All right. So anyway, I just want to talk a couple things about Christian Keys. First of all, I totally believe him. Second of all, what he talked about happened to me. I just need to explain something. I was constantly called in for an audition after hours in a big director's office. And his casting director, who was female, who I believe was a lesbian, but that's neither here nor there. But she kept saying he had to see me, and the only time he could see me was at night. So you'll find a reoccurring theme that happened, especially several years ago, what directors were doing. I also had a friend who told me a long time ago, he was an actor from Florida, coincidentally, he had a meeting with Kevin Spacey. And Kevin Spacey, he literally had a bedroom in his office. So anyway, I just want to let you know, I believe this person. I was sexually harassed when I was acting a long time ago. It's one of the reasons why I left acting for a very long time. And there's a lot of people who've been through the same thing, who haven't come forward. And the director that I'm talking about was huge, and he literally told me, and I said in another video, he literally told me if I slept with him, I would have the lead role in that part. And you have to understand, starving actress, innocent. I wrote script, and he read one of my scripts, and he liked it, and he called me in. So long story, because he was my idol, by the way. So, reoccurring theme, my friend who was sexually harassed by Kevin Spacey, he thought, you know, Kevin Spacey was a great actor. He was his hero. He did not know that what was going to happen. And Kevin Spacey offered him a boat. So I just want to let you guys and ladies know, this is not, in regards to the three people I'm talking about, I know at least, I feel I'm credible. My friend was credible. And this person, who I don't know, that I just mentioned, I believe he's credible. Because it's all the same thing. Some of these directors, producers, whatever, they have bedrooms in their offices. And what I find hilarious is if you sign up for central casting as an actor, or background actor, or whatever you want to call yourself, they make you take a sexual harassment course. Which I find hilarious, because none of these producers, directors take a sexual harassment course. When I first started acting, I can't tell you how much sexual harassment and weird stuff happened on so many sets. I mean, it was just so normal. I had one audition, they were like, we want to see your ass for a music video. Like, literally, they asked us to take our pants down. So, but what was hilarious is the person who eventually, I think he was the director or casting director, he ended up dying under mysterious circumstances. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just trying to tell you, this industry has some really bad people in it. Has some good people in it, but if you don't play their game, if you don't go to the parties, and then sometimes you'll be on a set, and somebody will start talking to you, and you'll feel like they're testing you out or something in the manner in which they speak. Just like, had a flashback of Snake Girl in the courtroom, how she was like talking to me and seeing if I was interested in doing what she did, which was hang out with extremely wealthy men and then get money from them. So there's constantly either people trying to see if you're willing to go down that road. I wasn't. Hence, I'm always working weird jobs and constantly wondering what the fuck I'm doing in LA. But what I'm gonna say now is, We have to do something about this. We have to open our eyes and realize we're seeing, they're playing in our faces. Like, once you start looking at the pictures of Diddy and the music videos and all the stuff that they promote, Megan Thee Stallion promoting, I think it's called boning, where you just drink like this forever. All that stuff is programming. We're being programmed to do those things, to waste money on alcohol, to get high, to have like random sex, to not have solid relationships, to cheat on our best friends, to lie, to get people locked up, to normalize people, black people especially, being in prison. It's not normal. It's not cool. I find it disgusting. We are so traumatized, we don't even know we're traumatized. But I can tell you this, listening to the stories from these actors, Christian, there's a YouTuber in England who was trafficked, starts with the M. So sorry, my brain's like all over the place. The pain they talk about is real. You know what I mean? One of the things that really bugged me about the Tory Lanez case is that I knew what it was like to be accused of something and being innocent. It happened to me with Cat Williams and Suge Knight. And they used the press to defame me. They got away with it. The fucking Los Angeles courts allowed Suge Knight to, they erased his case with me, even though his case was before the murder case that he got. I don't know why they give a murderer a plea deal. I don't understand, except to say they're a part of a bigger game, a bigger chessboard. If you're not making money for certain people, if you're not doing certain things, you have no value. I had no value as a victim of a violent crime. I wasn't making money like Cat Williams, like Suge Knight was for these corporations, so they didn't give a fuck about me. And in regards to Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, I was at the courthouse. I actually investigated the case. The difference between her and I was a real victim. I do not believe Megan Thee Stallion was shot by Tory Lanez. I believe she lied to cover her ass, to cover that she was jealous. And the facts and the lack of hard evidence proves she's a effing liar. And even the prosecution said in the courtroom, Kathy Taw said, you have to be okay with lies in this case. I never heard that in my effing life. So there's games being played. There are relationships that are going down, and it's all about money, and it's all about controlling the narrative, and it's all about brainwashing and taking our money and trying to get us to do the things that they do, that they normalize. The pimp culture is disgusting. Abusing people who do not want to have sex is not cool. I mean, it's disgusting. And I'm going through some shit where somebody that I said no to harassed me. And they think it's cool. And when I say no to a guy, I don't care if I'm in my car and he wants to chat me up, or I'm at a gym, or I'm someplace. When I say no, I mean fucking no. You know what I'm saying? And our culture is so fucking based on rape, because a lot of black people who came from Africa and were enslaved people, and the generational trauma that we have, and also living in America, we've been brainwashed to accept the pimp culture, which is really the master culture. Call me crazy, but it's the same thing. Controlling food, controlling how much, well, you didn't make any money, but someone else controlling your fucking life. So you went from a white slave master to a black pimp, or some boss that treats you like shit, but you gotta have that job. It's all the same enslavement. I'm not down with it. I don't want to work with people that are abusers. I don't want to support artists who promote a company that thinks it's cute and funny and just for attention exploiting children. Unacceptable. So what I'm trying to say to you people is that you need to demand justice. I don't understand why fucking P. Diddy isn't in jail or in trial right now. He's ST, you know what I'm saying. Doing that is a federal crime. Taking somebody across lines of a state is a crime. It should be handled under the RICO Act. The funny thing is, just like Jeffrey Epstein, who was connected to Harvey Weinstein, was also connected to Kevin Spacey, who was also connected to, I think, P. Diddy, and P. Diddy's connected to Naomi Campbell, who was also connected to fucking Jeffrey Epstein, because Naomi Campbell went to P. Diddy's birthday. So, are these people into sex, you know what? T, because we can't talk honestly on fucking YouTube, which is another corporation. These aren't my heroes. There is good and evil. And there's people who want to dance around in designer clothes and drink expensive alcohol. Meanwhile, someone's being someone's being exploited, someone's being abused, hit, punched. I just don't understand it. They can have it. They can have that fame. It's trash. It's garbage. So that's where I'm at with this shit, man. There's so much stuff going on. But the funny thing is, the actor, he mentioned a woman that I didn't watch his whole videos. I was watching all these different people's videos. Tissa Tells, who I really don't care for, because sometimes she has good information, but she's very spazzy, and then she goes off on these tangents where she doesn't always have all the facts. Yes, she does research, but she doesn't do all the facts. Like, she didn't really cover Tory Lanez. I think she goes with the highest bidder, and I don't even know. I mean, I don't know, because based on what I saw in that Tory Lanez case, sometimes there's people acting like they're allies and they're really not. They're actually working for the people with the money. And she puts out so much content, and sometimes her hashtag's got all the Kardashians in it, that I know she's a very clever person, but it seems like she's connected to some of those other people. But I want to answer this question. I believe the female that Christian Keys is talking about, that knows all about this, one actress, well, there was a girl that went after one of my ex-boyfriends, and she's in all of Tyler Perry's productions for the most part. And she's always sitting next to, like, Janet Jackson, I guess, did a lot of stories for Tyler Perry. But I noticed that chick was sitting right next to Janet in some of the footage that I saw, because I don't like Tyler Perry's work. And also he does non-union. Most of the stuff he does in Georgia is non-union, which is not cool. So anyway, I just find it funny if it's her. But supposedly Claudia Jordan just came forward and said she knows it's true. I've heard stories about Tyler Perry forever. And now it's coming out that T.D. Jakes is, on the DL, which is pretty interesting. If they've got proof. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on, but black people they've been hoodwinked by the Bible and the God thing that was force-fed to them by slave masters. And you got to do some research on how they manipulate the word for their own benefit and not necessarily for a human being who knows the temple of God is in themselves. So, that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep working out. I don't know. Hollywood is garbage. If most of these people are doing this, they're disgusting pigs. What are you going to do? But, yeah, sometimes it takes a while to find all this shit out. But I feel like stuff is coming out. Cassie did a very brave thing. But also, I think They don't let someone fall unless they want to. So I don't know. Nothing happens without their control. But Jay-Z needs to be dealt with in regards to alleged underage relationships he had with all those girls back in the day. But people need to keep talking. Quit being intimidated and tell the truth. And then hopefully things will change. Unfortunately, sometimes things take a long time to change.